Hey friends, and welcome back to 5 Minutes with Faith in Motion. I'm Lori Bell, and today I want to talk about something we all experience at some point in our lives: waiting. Waiting for answers, waiting for direction, waiting for something to finally change. Maybe you're praying about a situation right now and wondering why the answer hasn't come. You're trying to stay faithful. You're trying to trust God, but it feels like everything is just paused. If that's you, then stay with me for a minute and let's talk about what God might be doing in the waiting. So this week I've been reflecting on Psalm 27:14, which says, "Wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord." See, scripture doesn't pretend that waiting is easy. In fact, the verse almost sounds like a reminder that we need to hear twice, right? Wait for the Lord, be strong, take heart, and wait for the Lord. Because waiting stretches us. It tests our patience. It exposes our fears. And it reminds us of how little control we actually have. But waiting with God is not wasted time. Very often, God is doing his deepest work in seasons that feel the quietest. Think about seeds for a moment. When you plant a seed, you don't see the growth right away, right? For a long time, nothing appears to be happening at all. But underground, roots are forming. Strength in those roots are building, and life is beginning. Our faith often grows the same way. God works beneath the surface first. Philippians 1 verse 6 reminds us that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. That means the story God started in your life, he is still writing, even in seasons when you can't see progress yet. Waiting can also make us tired, right? Not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. You keep praying, you keep hoping, and sometimes you wonder if anything will ever change. But Galatians 6 speaks right into that feeling. So Galatians 6 verse 9 says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Notice the promise isn't if there will be a harvest, it's when. But it comes at the proper time. And God's timing often grows things in us that quick answers never could. He builds patience. He deepens trust. He reminds us that our hope is in him, not just in the outcome that we're waiting for. And sometimes the hardest part of waiting isn't time. It's the lies that creep in while we're waiting. Thoughts like, maybe God forgot about me. Maybe this situation will never change. Or maybe my prayers aren't doing anything. But again, scripture reminds us that those thoughts are not the truth. Because Romans 5:5 says, "Hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured out into our hearts." See, our hope isn't based on perfect circumstances. It's based on a faithful God. A God who sees you, a God who hears your prayers, and a God who is still working, even when the answers feel slow. And if you're tired today, then I want you to hear this. In Isaiah 40:31, it says, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength." God doesn't shame weary hearts. He renews them. Hope doesn't mean that pretending everything is easy. Hope means choosing to trust God one more day, with one more prayer, and one more step forward. So here's your faith in motion step for today. go out and try to take a slow walk, even if it's just around your home or just outside for a few minutes. And think about one area of your life where you're waiting on God. And just simply pray, Lord, I give you this waiting season back to you. Because hope doesn't erase the hard seasons, but it carries us through them. And even when the next chapter isn't visible, God is still writing your story. Thanks for joining me today for 5 Minutes with Faith in Motion. If this encouraged you, please share it with someone who might be waiting on a season 2. And remember, faith grows when we keep walking with God and loving others one step at a time. Until next time, God bless.